Hey kiddos, it's Joey. I'm back at you because there's something I'm super excited about. A trailer for a certain movie came out about 2 days ago. A movie where the original is very near and dear to my heart, and I spent so much time and energy and had many conversations about. A movie that some people either love, hate, or can't even watch because it's just difficult to watch because shaky cam. And if you haven't figured out what movie I'm talking about yet, because it's probably in the title and that's why you're watching this, 10 Cloverfield Lane. Oh boy, what is this about? So they're calling it a blood cousin of Cloverfield, which means it is not a sequel per se. It might not even be like in that particular part of the universe. There's very little we know about what 10 Cloverfield Lane is going to be, besides the fact the only thing that makes it related at all is the fact that Cloverfield is in the name. I'm just going to give you my reaction to the actual trailer, which I thought was super interesting. I like that they used I Think We're Alone Now because they are in a fallout shelter. John Goodman, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who I love in Scott Pilgrim, she plays Ramona, if you guys didn't know. They don't give you anything, and I'm really loving the tone. I'm a sucker, sort of biased for anything J.J. Abrams, and I really loved the original Cloverfield so much that I want to be excited about this, and I want it to be good. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about what I think 10 Cloverfield Lane is, because if it is not a direct sequel, it could be pretty much anything and everything. There's really nothing I could go off of except that it has the name. It's made by Bad Robot. It's done. The movie's coming out in March or April, whatever. So what I think 10 Cloverfield Lane is that I think it does take place in that universe, or a very similar universe, because I don't really know how much they're going to get into a lot of weird, maybe quantum mechanics and quantum stuff. Where Cloverfield ends is them dropping an atom, like an atomic bomb, on the monster, or so we think. We don't really know what they actually do or what actually works. And this would lead them to taking shelter, going into a fallout shelter. Why else would they be in a shelter if there was some kind of big catastrophe, especially an atomic bomb? They would go underground into a shelter to take cover. It's a monster movie. There's a monster in it, but I wouldn't call it a monster movie. It is a love story, a story of friendship at the hell, like that is what that movie is about, and it has a monster in it. People might argue with that, but I that's what I've been saying since the movie came out, and that's why I love it. It's not even about the big monster where, like movies like Godzilla and King Kong, it seems to be about the monster. It's about uncovering this monster, getting this monster to help save us, or fighting this monster. The monster is just part of it. The monster is a plot device that moves their story around, moves the friend story and the love story around, which is why I absolutely love Cloverfield. And I think 10 Cloverfield Lane is going to sort of go around the same thing. The poster for 10 Cloverfield Lane says, "Monsters come in many forms," which sort of tells you that this is not going to be about it's probably going to be about the monster, but it's going to be more about the monsters we probably become when terrible things happen, or maybe we're isolated and our true barbaric selves come out. And you could assume that, but it will probably also have monsters, which is why I just love that what J.J. Abrams does with movies. It's very blunt and very metaphorical all at once. It's like, here's the metaphorical monsters and here's the real monsters. So I think it's going to be in that same vein where the monster is just a device used to further the story of the people, which is something I always enjoy, because it's always that's the way to get there. It's not a monster movie. If you want to go see a monster movie, go watch Godzilla or any number of monster movies out there. So that's why I'm super excited for 10 Cloverfield Lane, because I really love the first one. I love what it did. And the monster was cool and all, but I love that wasn't what the story was about. It was still about people, and about friendship, and about love, and about bravery and courage, and all these big, like, human things, and then them dealing with a monster destroying New York City, which I love New York City, so that made me emotional, and it was just I think it's a very good movie. It's not the perfect movie. I don't think any movie is perfect, but it was a very good movie, and I think a lot of people miss the point with Cloverfield. So that's all I really wanted to talk about. Give me your theories, suggestions, comments about 10 Cloverfield Lane. What do you think it is? Do you think it's some kind of offshoot of the Cloverfield universe? Do you think it's just something in the same tone, which is sort of what I'm leaning toward? It's not really Cloverfield like the one we saw. It's just sort of a moniker that they're putting on things that are sort of the same tone as each other. There might be another Cloverfield that addresses something similar and has a monster. It's just they're creating this sort of like tethered universe that's not really totally involved, but that's what I think it is. And I'm really curious about what you guys think, because I love hearing everybody's theories and comments, or maybe you're disagreeing with me. I don't really care. I just want to know, because I love talking about these movies, and I love talking about the first one, or the other one, as I'll call it. So please, like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Let's talk about 10 Cloverfield Lane. I will probably make another movie in a conversation with a friend of mine who is also super into it, so look out for that. And thank you for watching. I shall be doing more vlogs, so, hang out, subscribe. You'll get these videos. Comment. We'll talk. See you guys later.
Something's coming.